Well, I think the first thing is that most like solar contracts are promises to deliver energy to customers. In some cases, like a power purchase agreement, you are actually directly selling the energy. And some of them are like they're like flex PPAs. So you're billing the customer on a monthly basis for how much energy the system's generating. So energy is directly the calculation versus like a lease. The customer's got a performance guarantee, so they've got a fixed payment, and then there's this performance guarantee. And you can imagine if a system underperforms, or if a system breaks, whatever the case is, for a power purchase agreement, you're not billing, you're not able to sell the customer energy. And then for a lease with a performance guarantee, then you're in a situation where you might have to give the customer, money back for the underperformance or the kilowatt hours that they didn't generate. One of the things that I think is interesting is even for a lease, linked to the kilowatt hour is not direct, but going back to the promise to the customer, they're expecting energy to be generated by the system. If they have a failure, then oftentimes the service and remediation that failure is the first opportunity to actively perform the promise to the customer of keeping their system operational. So anyways, you can imagine when systems break and they don't get repaired, or if customers discover that their system broke, you don't tell the customer that the system broke, then they are more likely to not pay their solar leases, which I think is important. One thing I was going to mention related to this question is customers across different FICO bands will behave differently. So you can imagine if a customer's system breaks and you don't repair it, if the customer has an 800 FICO score, they're not going to default on their solar payment. But customers who have lower FICO scores, 650 or 700, they're much more likely to have financial hardship. And if they're not getting the energy that's promised to them by the solar power system, they stop paying.